Good afternoon, or almost good evening. I'm late today. I got something really serious to share with you. I think I finally made up my mind what I'm going to do with myself. And I can say what I want because nobody close to me watches my videos. If it wasn't for you guys, you know, they always say that, don't they? What the people who are the closest don't listen to you. And I don't say, when I was here doing YouTube before, stuff like that mattered to me, but now it doesn't matter. So I want to talk about one or two small things fast before I get into the main topic, okay? And it's not about advertising or subscribing or anything. It's just about what I'm talking about today. So yes, I'm going to talk about a house. Watch this. So I have a friend that I knew in the US, and I did a little bit of work for him, and I would say we were friends, but I have to say I don't know if it was an equal friendship. One second, I just got to turn this fan off me because it's cold. You think I'd ever say that? It's cold. It's raining, as you can hear. And earlier it was raining cats and dogs. But so I had to sweep the drain out. There's a drain that takes the water from the garden to the river. I had to sweep it out and I got wet. So that fan on my back is making me cold. So I worked for him a little bit, but he always wanted me to work for almost like peanuts. And he had an offer for me to go to do some work for him in South Africa. So I talked to him a little bit, and I kind of hope he listens to this. And but I'm going to go work for him, and he said I can have a portion of the property as a form of payment. I'm like, I don't want a portion of a property in South Africa. You know, I'm going to be 69 in a few days, so why do I want that? You know, pay me, but I didn't actually say pay me, but I talked to him about accommodation. Where am I going to stay? Oh, you can stay at a hotel. So then I said, okay, we'll need a vehicle to run around to do the work. Oh, you can buy one for $3,000 to $4,000. Dude, I can stay here and do that. Anyway, that's the kind of, dare I say, friends I have. I had a good friend, but he passed. Anyway, I think I'll tell him after this video in case he watches it, but I doubt if he will. Thanks, but no thanks. But so the point is, I keep thinking, where should I go? You heard me before. But I finally made a decision. I think I finally made a decision. I gotta save some money. I have some money invested, but I don't want to touch that. That's my nest egg of nest eggs. So I gotta save some more money and build a new house here. Oh, I said it. Build a new house here. I've talked about it for a long time, and then I said about building a house out the back, but you know, they're ideas, but they don't mean it didn't click. It's like a round peg in a round hole. It just didn't click. So it was like a square peg or a triangle peg trying to get into a round hole. So it wasn't jiving. Anyway, you know, this property belongs to Jan, so that's, you know, she don't watch my videos neither, so, but the liability is I put all the money into this property, and then she gets her pants in a twist and says, get out, and there's nothing I can do about it. But if you're I really feel she wouldn't do that. Even if something happened to me and her, I think she wouldn't do that. But I think to myself, do I want to go live in the US with what's going on? Nope. And what's going on there? Well, everybody knows food prices, Cost of living, everything's so expensive. There's more people living in the streets, in the tents and motorhomes and trailers all over the place than ever before. And I could be one of those statistics. For me, I can do that easy. You know, I think that would be right up my street. I could do that so easy. It wouldn't bother me at all. You know, not a problem at all. But do I want to do that? Nope. The food's cheaper here and better quality food, I believe. Would I want to live in the UK? Not on a bet, no way. That's the last place I would go to. You're on an island and you can't get away, you can't hide. And it's like a totalitarian state almost. Europe, Southern Europe. Now, I learned French before a little bit and I wanted to learn more, but I think when you're a foreigner, you're always a foreigner. It doesn't matter what country you're in. If you don't speak the language, if it's not your native language, you're always treated with some kind of like, oh. In Thailand, Thailand's confusing because Thai people will always be friendly to a Westerner before they're friendly to a Thai. And then sometimes you meet Thais and they're rude. I would say 10% of the time they're disrespectful, 90% of the time not. So I think I'm going to cut my losses and say I'm staying in Thailand. And today I was talking to 3 bikers. When I say bikers, I mean they're riding dirt bikes or touring dirt bikes, right? 2 700cc and 1 500cc. And I said, can I take some pictures of your bike? And they said, sure. I talked to them a little bit about being hot on the road, and they said, very hot. And, you know, perfect Thai? No. Did they understand me? Yes. Did I understand them? Yes. I communicated. And that's enough for me. But my pennies go so much farther. So I could talk about that for a while, but leave it alone. I think I'm about 99% sure I'm going to stay in Thailand because I have an investment here. I don't have to move it. I don't have to, you know, I'm downsizing every day. I'm buying less things. I just want to share this with you. I did buy something. I want to share it with you because this is an update for the motorcycle, for my scooter, and for those who haven't seen it before. My Honda Super Cub, or Dream Super Cub, Harley Davidson. So it's got a slight oil leak. I talked to you before. So I bought this. I couldn't find Slick 50. It's called Tough Oil engine treatment, and it's a form of like Teflon. So it's similar to. I put what I did is I put in the search engine Slick 50 Light Products Thailand, and this popped up. And I think this little bottle here costs 1,000 baht. Crazy. But I couldn't find it cheaper anywhere else. Somebody's going to tell me, oh, it's only 400 from this shop. I wanted some a new funnel so I can get oil in and out the engine. And I bought a brand new dipstick because the other one is cracked on top with a new O-ring. So that cost me a whole 60 baht, $1.50 for the dipstick. And the funnels are almost free. They're that cheap. But the main thing is that oil. So what I'll do is I'll pour maybe an egg cup full in, and then put oil in, and then keep an eye on. Just keep putting it in slowly, and it'll burn itself on. And then hopefully any wear and tear. I did it before on a car with Slick 50, and 100% it worked. So fuel economy went up, and engine performance went up. Okay, that's over with. Now let me get to the point. I was talking to Jan about the house, and before I used to listen to her and how I want it like this. I'm like, I didn't say nothing, but I said, who's paying for this? Who's going to manage it? Who's going to live in it? So it will be like how I want it, period. I didn't say it, because you know what that is. You get moody and so on, so I just didn't say nothing. But it's going to be how I want it, because I'll be paying for it, managing it, and living in it. So I can't go outside and show you the ground because it's pouring with rain. Earlier it was really coming down. It's going to be like this now all the way today, tomorrow, and the next day till lunchtime. But the good thing is the river's down far enough that it's not going to bother anything. It's slowly going down. And we're in November now, and it's still not down. So this is what I was going to say. Before I thought about adding on and adding on, I don't want to do that because the house shifted. Remember I said I still shower outside in the evening, and or any time that I need a shower, I just have to go out into the garden. And because the house shifted and the bathroom floor goes the wrong way, until I build a new shower, like a shower stall in the bathroom. And because I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, like leaving, staying, but now I'm going to stay, so I will build something in the bathroom so I can shower inside. It's not a problem. It's just sometimes it's very cold, and all kinds of critters in here. Want to see something? It's about 4 inches across, 10 centimeters wide. And I'm about almost 2 meters away from it. Look how big it is. Oh, I'm getting hot. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So, I'll try to describe it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I'll try to describe it, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I bought some stuff to do some modeling, but I thought, what is the modeling going to look like? What am I going to model? And I didn't really have a topic, but I thought, I want to wait until I have something locked in my head. And it was mainly for what I want to do over by the waterfall. But I think for this point, I'm going to make something, a model of the house, and I can look at it, and then if I want to change it while I'm saving. So I'll stay in this house as it is. The only thing I'm going to do is build myself, the shower's still there, the drain and everything's there. All I got to do is put a surround around it. So if I wanted to be, I could buy just a plastic booth to stand in if I wanted to, and that would be the temporary solution, but I don't really want to stand in a booth. So I'll find something and probably build it out of brick, skim it, some tiles on inside and outside, and then while I'm saving. But at least I have a long-term plan. So what will it look like? I want to go outside. I think I can stand by underneath the cover and I'll show you, okay? Let's go outside. So you've seen that view before. I'm underneath the workshop overhang. So I think the road is behind that wall. It's not a busy road. A couple times a day it can get busy, but it's not like the major highway. It's just a village road. So when it's all done, people you come in at the other end because they'll be able to get down easier. So maybe it'll be quieter, but concrete instead of dirt. And I put stone in front of the wall so it's less dust. But my point is, if I extend it across 1 meter over here, move it across 1 meter, and then on this side, maybe similar, because this is 1 meter, then this building, not the overhang, but the building itself is 6 meters wide. So if I turn it into 8 meters wide, and then from this point here to the back is another 6 meters, and then another 6 meters with an overhang where there's nothing there. The idea was for it to be, right now I hang my clothes there when they're drying, so if it rains it's not a problem. But if you look over there, you can see the river through here, right through there. That's the river. Okay, so the river is actually just about here. It drops off there. So if you, the idea would be to have a front door, I'm not sure where, maybe here, as opposed to on the edge, have a front door here. And then this is my bedroom. But then on the back of the bedroom, you would have like a greenhouse. So, but the whole thing's going to raise up at least 1.5 meters. So the idea would be to squash this house, put some big concrete pillars in, put dirt and stone and sand, whatever, and then concrete on top. So see where the window is there will be where the base of the house is. And from this part back will be all raised. All that area will be raised up too. So, but 1 floor or 2 floors? I'm thinking 2 floors, so this part of Mr. Tree here will have to be trimmed back some. But I want to stay on the bottom floor because, you know, 69 this year, by the time the house is built, it's probably going to be at least another 18 months to 2 years because I don't have the money to start it yet. But that's the plan. I have a plan. So I said to Jen she can have a spare room upstairs, bedroom, sewing room, all that sort of jazz, and then spare bedroom for somebody else to stay in upstairs, bathroom, whatever else up there. But and downstairs will be one big house for myself. And what will that look like? I'm going to leave my glasses on so I can make sure my camera doesn't turn off. So what will that look like? Well, I want to have a bedroom. The bedroom I have is okay, but there's no place really to store clothes. I built a cupboard, but it's all right for like a hotel cupboard, but it's not one good enough for somewhere you live there. So you have trousers. I don't have a suit. I have a suit jacket, trousers, shorts. Shorts don't get put in the wardrobe hanging up, but shirts do. And you know, as you get older, you get wider and bigger. So some of the shirts I have now don't fit. Will they ever fit again? I don't think so. But I just need to get rid of them. But the point is, I want more cupboard space. So the bedroom was going to probably be at least 1 meter one way and 2 meters the other way, so I can have more cupboard space. I don't have a TV or anything like that in there. It's just a room to sleep in and quiet. But living room, I'd like a bigger living room. And so the front door can go into the living room area. Kitchen, it will have a room for a dining room table. Bathroom is really big now, so something similar to that. Probably with about maybe a pot and hand basin in one room and a shower bathroom in another room. So you can put the fan on in there after you've showered and close the door, so you don't have to, it doesn't turn the bathroom into humidity, you know. So I have a separate bathroom, shower, that sort of thing. And it's this space. So one of the things I really want is a studio. And what is the studio? I can put my computer in there. I can have my cameras. You can buy like a refrigerator thing for putting cameras in. But I think if you put a dehumidifier in the room and then have a hose going out through the wall, when the dehumidifier is running, you need less AC and there'll be less moisture in that room. So just have to have a door that seals so that it can keep the humidity out of there. And then you could have a space to work, you know, if you want to make something like a photography, editing, making models to record stuff of. A room where I can go in and play. I'm also interested in carpentry, but as I get older and it's hot, I think less and less. But I think, you know, I think the idea would be to build the house first, right? So it'll be raised up 1.5 meters, which means no chance of water. And the base of the house has to be at least 2 foot higher than the road when they concrete it. That way, if the water comes up higher than that, it will go across the road into the rice fields, and I can stay dry. So it's got to be minimum of 2 feet above the top of the road, maybe even 3 steps up. So you have to walk up 3 steps, something like that. So that will be what, 18, maybe 4 steps will be closer to 2 feet. A step is 7 inches, so 4 7s are 28. So that sounds good. But the less chances of flooding in the house. I don't want to have to go through that again. And once that's finished, then I think if money's not an object, I will squash this place, raise the floor up to the same height as the house, and then rebuild it with a better roof and insulation, and then I can put a big AC in it, and then I probably have to have 2 rooms because it will be too big then. But one for carpentry and one for whatever else, because the carpentry one's going to have sawdust everywhere. But that's the pipe dream, and ultimately I'm going to stay in Thailand. No more talking about campers in the US or traveling somewhere. I think, you know, I don't like that. It bothers me when I hear people humming and ahhing, sitting on the fence forever. That really bothers me. I think you're too indecisive. I think that would really, really make me happy. And that's what life's about. What makes you happy? So I have a riverfront. It will be a riverfront property, entering from the same place, same wall, for the front door, but it will have a back door and then a place to park out back, so you can, the truck can sit next to the house, whereas now it's on the other side of the workshop. I got a camera so I can watch it, and I've been here in this house over 10 years now, and I've never had anything stolen, any problems. Nobody comes in the garden, I've left tools on the road overnight once, some hand tools. I was working on something and forgot to put all of it away. Went there the next day, still there. You know, never had a problem. But like I was saying, when people keep and changing their mind, I'm not sure, I'm not that guy. I analyze and analyze and analyze and analyze, and then say, that's my idea. And so, you know, I'm not getting any younger, so I have to say, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? That's where I'm at, right? When you get to the 70s, you know, 10 more years, you're in your 80s. Well, you don't want to be wandering around making new plans and building new houses in your 80s, right? Unless you just give the money and somebody else takes all the responsibility. So I can't, in my lifetime, I can't see the West changing. You know, southern France, you know, the US wants to go to war with everybody. NATO's a puppy behind the US. We want to go to war with everybody. You know, you're talking about Venezuela's a drug it's not. Do drugs go through? Probably, but they go through every country in the world, right? Leave people alone and stop going to war all the time. Mosquitoes in here, sorry. Just stop and be at peace, is what I'm saying. So I don't want to go over there. Is it easy to stay here? Relatively, you know, you still have to play with the visa. I've said this a couple times, what irritates me is, like, I want to go to Bangkok for a couple days, stay in a nice hotel, go swimming, you know, maybe use their gym a little bit, just have fun for a few days around my birthday. When you come back, what happens? You have to go back to immigration. I'm back, but I don't do it. Jan has to do it because the house is in her name. He's back. Is it a pain? No, you could go there. She walks in, has to do the paperwork, come back out. But a few times she's had to pay money when it's supposed to be free, but I don't want to get into that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But I think overall, I'm just going to stay here, keep a low profile, do my business, and right now start saving. I've been saving since I've been here, and I put that into an investment, and I don't want to touch that. I could easily build a house with that, but I don't want to touch it. It's away, locked up, gone, piece of paper in hand, so leave it alone. Now, save for the next one. So let's go, that's the next plan. So I feel more content now, because I know my brain and spirit are wandering around the world. Where can I stick my head at night? You know, where can I lay down and sleep? But I'm going to make a model of the house, and if you're still here and you watch this far and you think of some interesting points or do's or don'ts or what not to think about or what to think about, I want to please give me a good point of what you think. I've learned some things since I've been here, so that's why I said I'll probably move into this room, like take I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll move all my stuff out of here and squash the house, maybe buy a caravan or build something small somewhere, and move into that so I can have an AC and a pot and a little kitchen and a bed. That's probably the thing. But move all my stuff in here, cover it in plastic so it don't get covered in lizard poop. But build something small. I think it's almost stopped raining, but it's dripping off the trees, but I'm under the overhang. You see the wall here? This wall? It goes over around towards the waterfall. I built that, or Jan and I built that. She helped me. Dug down about 18 inches, 2 feet. Loads and loads of wire and metal in there going into the ground. And then this is the edge of the property. And behind that, it just goes downhill to the river. So that's the property line. And the point was to try to stop the water from coming in the garden, but too much. So anyway, the point would be to raise this up here and bring it all the way across. You can see that concrete there around, and you can see where the river is just here. And then behind that tree down to the end of down here somewhere is the end of the overhang. Okay, so there's mosquitoes all over my legs. So this is where the sunroom would be, or conservatory. Trim these trees back, and then you can sit inside and look at the river. It feels like it's still raining. But so this would be the view. So this would be the view from the little conservatory type thing. What do you think? Nice? I had to come back inside. Too many mosquitoes. I mean, like 30 mosquitoes on each leg when I'm trying to talk. The camera's shaking. I can't stand still. Anyway, you can see why I'm excited, right? And it's either that view or wandering around in a camper in the US, or trying to find some place cheap in southern France. I don't want to think about that no more. I think one good thing I said about 69 is I'm trying to make all my decisions and then say, okay, everything's finished. This is my plan for the rest of my life if everything goes well. Always have an alternative. So if something goes wrong, what do? You just close up shop. Literally, I can just throw some stuff in the bag, grab my passport, and leave. That's it, right? So, get my pennies, forward it to my UK bank, and leave. But actually, I've talked to you about TransferWise before, or Wise now, and there's another one called Kinesis. It's like online banking. From what I understand, there's no physical building, but so you can wander around from country to country and pay for that. But I have, I started Kinesis. I'm using Wise. So Kinesis, I want to get more up to date. But I've tried a few times to talk to people, but nobody wants to answer my questions. But I found on Twitter or tweet, whatever it's called now, people will talk to you there. So I wanted to set it up so my pensions can go there, and then I use that as a bank. It's offshore. Well, there is not, from what I understand, it might be based in UK or US, but it's only online. But is anything safe anymore? Anyway, I'll close up. A little bit excited. I finally decided where I'm going to do with myself. I'm not going to wander no more. Put down some roots here. The way things are going, I think, the way things are going here in Thailand, I think a retirement, staying here like retirement is going to become easier and easier because money's tight everywhere. Less people are traveling, and they've lost a lot of money on tour season this year, or last couple of years. So I think they're trying to find ways to get people to come here easier and easier, hopefully less restrictions, and that'll allow me to slide into 100. Okay guys, if you're still here, buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for enjoying being a part of my story, allowing me to be happy and share. Thanks so much. Bye.